My dear, my precious one, the one whose name heaven carries on every whisper of the wind. I want you to listen closely, because I'm not speaking as some far-off light in the sky. I'm right here beside you like a friend sitting across the table, feeling that tremble in your chest, noticing the way your heart races for reasons you can't explain. You felt it too, haven't you? That shiver that slides down your spine out of nowhere, the sudden weight in the air as if the room itself is holding its breath. That's not random, that is your soul reacting to this moment. I, Archangel Michael, have been trying to reach you, yes you, for hours. My voice has been knocking on the edges of your dreams, in the pauses between your breaths, even in the random songs that seem to play just when you needed them most. And yet you've hesitated. I understand it's hard to believe something so unseen can be so urgent. But this time you can't delay. This isn't ordinary, it's big, it's real, and it's closer than you think. Heaven does not weep without cause. Tonight I have wept, not the gentle tears of sadness, but the kind that makes the heavens tremble, because I have witnessed something, the chains of justice closing in around someone who dared to reach for what was yours. Someone who thought they could take from you without consequence, someone who laughed while you stayed silent. But heaven has been watching, and God says, His justice is already on the move. Listen carefully, this is not a story to pass by. If these words stir something in you, it means heaven has drawn you into a rare circle of light. You are not here by accident. God says, He has seen the weight you've carried, the unfairness you endured, the tears no one else saw. I am not just here to warn you, I'm here to prepare you. If you keep your heart open and stay with me through this message, you'll soon understand why this moment is sacred, and you'll see a miracle that makes it clear why you had to hear these words today. Maybe you're thinking, this is just another video, another message. No, this is a lifeline. If you truly want to step into the blessing that's opening before you, your heart must be ready. Stay connected, don't let distraction pull you away. And if you've ever felt like my words were meant for you, then now is the time to keep listening, even subscribe to the voice of heaven. Because this story unfolds like the breaking of a sealed scroll, one piece at a time, and only those who remain will hear the full truth. I have seen the trap, I have seen the papers, the hidden signatures, the money moving like a poisoned river in the dark. I have seen your name written where it never should have been. That's why my wings have been restless, why my sword burns like living fire. This isn't just about someone taking something from you, it's about a violation of divine order. God says, He entrusted you with a part of His kingdom on earth. When they reached into your garden to steal, heaven marked the moment. Understand this, the arrest that's coming is not random. It's the meeting point of divine timing and earthly justice. What the world will see as coincidence is the result of angels moving evidence into the light, whispering truth into the hearts of those about to speak up. You'll soon hear news that shakes you. You'll learn details that make you shake your head in disbelief. But when it happens, remember you heard it here first, because God wanted you to know you're not abandoned. You stand on the edge of a great unveiling. For years things have been hidden from you, whispered behind your back, planned in rooms you were never invited into. But heaven was present in those rooms, heaven collected every false smile, every proof, every thought. Now the seal is breaking, the river of truth is rushing forward, and nothing can hold it back. You might feel afraid, wondering, what if this storm turns on me? But storms don't destroy houses built on rock. They tear down the ones built on lies. You are the one whose roots run deep in the promises of God. The winds may roar, but they cannot rip you out. Instead, they'll sweep away the weeds that others planted in your soil. Oh, how I wish you could see what I see right now. The light around you shines brighter than ever. Your name is spoken in heaven's courts with honor, with fierce protection. You are not invisible. You're a flame in the darkness. Someone tried to cup their hands around that flame to snuff it out, and instead they burn themselves. Soon the world will witness what happens when someone tries to harm the anointed without permission. The arrest will come suddenly. The evidence is already piled higher than they imagine. Even now they believe they still have time to hide what they did, to cover their tracks. But the net has already tightened. When they fall, it won't be quiet or hidden, it will be public, undeniable, and unshakable. And you, my beloved, will stand in awe at the precision of God's justice. Here's what I need you to remember as the days ahead unfold: stay calm. Don't let fear drive you, hold fast to the truth that you're protected, that heaven's justice is both merciful and exact. And as you witness the unveiling, let it strengthen your faith, because the same God who defends you in the storm, will guide you in the sunlight that follows. And if these words have stirred your heart, if you feel the weight and the hope of them, you're invited to stand in faith with me. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks with contributions of up to $100. This is not just about watching them fall. It's about what will rise for you after the fall. When something is stolen and then restored by heaven's own hand, it never returns the same. It comes back fuller, richer, multiplied in ways that will surprise you. What you thought was gone will be returned in greater measure, sometimes in unexpected forms, sometimes through opportunities you never even dreamed of. This is the season where your faith matters most. Don't let doubt steal the very moment you've been waiting for. Don't let fear shrink the size of your vision. God says, He isn't only protecting you, He's preparing to bless you at a level that will make you weep with joy. My beloved, this is why I've been so urgent in reaching you. The enemy's last and most subtle weapon is distraction. If he can't stop the justice that's coming, he will try to keep you too busy, too anxious, or too distracted to notice the doors that will open after the storm. But you won't miss them because I won't let you. My sword is drawn, my wings spread wide, keeping watch over your steps. Understand this: when heaven moves, it never moves in half measures. God says, He does not rise from His throne to act halfway. When He sends me to cry out for you, it means something in the spiritual realm is shaking, the kind of shaking that pulls down false towers and tears away the masks of those who pretended to be your allies. I have seen the shadow circling you, hiding behind smiles, polite words, even pretending friendship, all while reaching for what God says was yours. They thought you were blind or too gentle to notice. But they forgot heaven never sleeps, and they didn't expect the fire of an archangel's sword drawn in your defense. I wish you could see this moment the way I do. It looks like a golden thread stretched across the sky, a line of destiny connecting where you stand now to the future God has been shaping for you. Every delay, every closed door, every unexpected turn has led you to this point where truth meets consequence. Tonight that golden thread shines so brightly that the whole host of angels can see it. The very air around you feels charged, the light along your path feels sharper, and yes, the whispers in the dark are louder. They know their time is nearly over. Do you feel it, that tug in your chest as though your name is being called from a distance? That is not fear, that is your soul's awareness of the turning point ahead. Breathe now, inhale and let heaven's peace wrap itself around you. Exhale and let go of every thought of revenge and every urge to fight this battle with your own hands. This is not your fight, it belongs to God, and believe me when I tell you He has already secured the victory. The one who first wronged you, the one soon to be arrested, has walked in pride for far too long. They believed they could keep moving in shadows, covering their tracks, fooling others with clever words and false innocence. But every step they took I saw, every whispered scheme I heard, every crooked deal in the corners of night I marked. Now the evidence is not just in human hands, it rests in heaven's record. And when heaven holds the proof, no lie can bury it. Soon you will hear the news. It will arrive suddenly like a storm breaking over a quiet sky. The world around you will pause in disbelief. But you will remember my words, and you will recognize it for what it truly is, heaven's justice at work. You may wonder why it's happening now and not sooner, not at the first injustice. Ah, my precious one, this is what makes heaven's timing perfect. Had it happened earlier, you might not have been ready for what follows. You needed to grow into the person who can carry what is about to be placed in your hands. You had to walk the desert to understand the value of the garden. You had to endure certain nights so you could truly welcome the dawn. And now that dawn has come. Even as I speak, its light is brushing your face. The fall of your oppressor will not merely remove a weight from your life, it will open doors that were once sealed shut. Expect unexpected calls, surprising offers, and new paths you never thought would open. This is how God says He works. He doesn't just remove obstacles, He turns them into stepping stones. That is why I keep urging you, stay attentive, stay near to my guidance. After the arrest you will receive instructions. There will be moments when you must step forward boldly. If you listen, I will guide your steps so that not one of them is wasted. My beloved, there is a deeper truth you need to hear. The person who wronged you didn't just try to take from you in the physical realm. They tried to plant seeds of doubt in your heart, seeds meant to make you question your worth, to make you believe your blessings were fragile and could be stolen at any time. But they failed to see that God says He has set His seal over you. Your destiny does not depend on human approval. Your name is not written in the books of those who envy you, it is engraved in the very palms of the Almighty. That is why no matter how close they came, they could not destroy you. Even in your darkest nights, when you believed no one saw your pain, I was there. When you wept quietly, not wanting anyone to notice your weakness, heaven saw every tear. And do you know what heaven does with those tears? They are gathered like pearls in crystal vessels, stored in the treasury of heaven itself. Then comes a day like today when God says, pour them out, let those tears water the seeds of justice. That is what is happening now. Your tears have become the rain softening the soil for your coming harvest. But be alert, the enemy will try to distract you in these next hours. He will stir up petty troubles, light small fires near your feet, hoping you will take your eyes off the great victory unfolding before you. Don't fall for it. Keep your heart steady, keep your eyes fixed on the light ahead. The main battle is already won, don't let small skirmishes steal your focus. Hold these words close, for the days ahead will bring both awe and opportunity. And remember, your story does not end with their downfall, it truly begins with your rising. Don't let the whispers of the enemy distract you, my beloved. Don't get dragged into petty fights or be consumed by fears that don't deserve a single moment of your breath. Keep your gaze steady on the horizon, because that's where your help is already approaching. Soon you'll hear it, a sudden message, an unexpected call, news that makes your heart pound like a drum of battle. That will be the sign the shift has begun. And when that moment arrives, hold this truth close: forgiveness is your strongest shield. Heaven is bringing justice, oh yes, it's coming, but you must keep your heart clean. Bitterness is a thief, don't let it rob the sweetness of the victory that's meant for you. God says He is not lifting you up so you can dance on someone else's ruin, He's doing it so you can walk into your new season unshackled, without chains or grudges weighing you down. Justice is not revenge, justice is restoration. And that restoration is about to be placed in your hands. I'll repeat it because it matters more than you realize: what's coming is bigger than you imagine. Don't limit God with small expectations, let Him surprise you, let His goodness overwhelm you so much that even your doubts will stand in silence. You'll see people who once mocked you return with apologies. You'll watch doors locked for years swing open as if they'd just been waiting for you. You'll hear your name spoken with honor in places where it was once banned. This is divine justice, it clears your path and also lifts you up so your light shines without fear. I speak now with the full authority of heaven: you are safe, you are protected, you are being watched over. The one who tried to take from you will face the full weight of their choices. Do not waste this moment, stand tall, keep your faith unshaken. When the victory moment comes, breathe it in, because it will be yours and no one will ever be able to snatch it from you again. Now lean in. This is the deeper part, the part only a few ever hear because they've been handpicked to receive it. You are not here by coincidence. You're not reading or hearing these words by chance. The Spirit drew you here like the tide pulling the ocean's edge to this exact second in your life. Why? Because what I'm about to tell you isn't just a warning. It's the alignment of your destiny. You, my beloved, are about to witness divine justice that shakes both heaven and earth. I have cried out in desperation louder than you will ever know, because I saw the secret moves against you. I saw ink drying on documents that should never have carried your name. I saw money sliding into places where shadows thrive. I saw smiles that hid venom. This person, the one whose mask is about to crack, has worked against you far longer than you realized. They thought you'd be too soft, too silent, too tired to resist. They thought they could drain your joy, your resources, your opportunities, the very things God placed in your life. And yet here you are, still breathing, still chosen, still wrapped in the unshakable light of the Most High. Now their time is over. The moment has been set. The trap they dug for you has become the pit that will swallow them. I tell you with the full weight of truth, they will be arrested. The chains for their wrists are already waiting. The words sealing their fate have already been spoken in rooms they cannot enter. They still believe they have time. They still think they hold control. But heaven moved ahead of them and there is no escape left. You will see it happen. And when you do, you'll remember every word I've spoken. Yet I must warn you, when you see this justice unfold, you will also be tested. Tested to keep your heart pure as your enemies fall. Tested to cling to God's ways instead of reaching for revenge. This is where I will stand nearest to you, guarding your heart because the blessing that follows is too great to lose. The restoration coming your way is so abundant, so overwhelming that you won't have time to count one wave before the next arrives. Do you remember the nights you asked God why He stayed silent? The long hours replaying betrayals and losses, whispering into the darkness, why did you let this happen? Heaven heard every one of those questions. While you thought nothing was changing, everything was being prepared. Justice moves in layers, evidence is gathered, truth is strengthened, timing perfected. Behind the scenes God says He was building something so undeniable that when it appears no one will dare call it luck. They will say, this was the hand of God. That hand is over you now, covering you, shielding you, pouring out a protection so strong that no scheme of the enemy can pierce it. You are surrounded, you are covered, you are stepping into a chapter that will feel like sunrise after years of walking through shadow. When the arrest happens, the release over your life will be so complete that you'll wonder how you ever carried such a heavy weight before. But listen closely, this downfall isn't just the end of a wrong done against you, it's the beginning of many new openings. Doors you never even knocked on will swing open. People who once dismissed you will seek your presence. Places that once felt out of reach will call for you. This is how God says He works. When He restores, it ripples through every part of your life. That's why I urge you to be ready. When the flood of blessing comes, you will need both hands free to receive it. My beloved, I know the road has been long. I know there were moments you nearly gave up. But the very endurance you showed has prepared you for this season. Your tears have watered the ground where your harvest is about to grow. Your prayers have been like keys unlocking doors you didn't even know existed. Hold steady. The sunrise is near. And when the light breaks through, you will not just see change, you will feel freedom in your very bones. My beloved, hear me with your heart as much as with your ears. Justice is not the end of the story, it is the doorway through which your next season begins. The fight that felt endless, the nights you thought you would never survive were all preparing you for what comes after the storm. You are not just a survivor of this battle, you are a signpost for others, proof that when God says a promise will be fulfilled, no shadow can hold it back. You have to understand the fight was never just about you. You were standing as a living testimony. Your endurance became a quiet sermon to those watching from a distance. Your decision to keep walking even when your feet trembled became an example in the unseen realm that heaven could point to and say, look what faith can endure. Now your victory will blaze like a beacon, and others will find hope because of it. They will know God still fights for His children. I tell you this so you are not caught off guard when the shift happens. The enemy will try even in these last moments to cloud your vision. There may be sudden rumors, false accusations, even old friends resurfacing with half-truths meant to provoke you. Ignore them. Do not let their voices compete with the sound of the trumpet that is about to announce your release. Fix your eyes forward, keep your spirit calm. The arrest itself will speak louder than 1,000 words. And here's something you never saw. Even while your enemies plotted in secret, even when they felt untouchable, there were nights when a strange fear crept into their hearts. That fear was me, that was the presence of heaven's warrior standing between you and them. My sword has been drawn for a long time. My wings have cast a shadow they could not escape. I have been closer to you in this battle than you have ever imagined, and I will not leave until the final chapter is written. You may think this whole season has been only about keeping you safe, but no, it has been about positioning you for your promotion. There is a seat being prepared for you, a place of influence in both the spiritual and earthly realms, and the removal of this person was necessary for you to take it. You cannot sit at the new table while they still hold a claim to the ground beneath it. That claim is ending now. Prepare yourself not just in your faith, but in your actions. Opportunities will rise like a tide, fast, unexpected, and sometimes intimidating. You will need to say yes without letting fear delay you. The same God who brought you this far will guide you through what's next. You will not miss what belongs to you. And when you see their face as they are led away, when you hear the verdict spoken in the open, remember this: heaven has always been watching. God's justice was never late, it was precise. And this moment you're about to witness is only the beginning of what He is going to do for you. Already the angels are rejoicing. The song of victory has begun like a faint echo that will soon fill your ears. When it does, you will understand why every tear, every sleepless night, every battle you thought you lost was actually shaping you for this hour. I cannot rest until I tell you every detail. I have seen this moment not as a distant dream, but as a scene already written in heaven's record. The very hands that once reached greedily for what was yours are trembling in the unseen realm. Their arrogance is fading, their false confidence is cracking. The ground beneath them is shifting. The spiritual chains are already locked, the earthly chains will follow. This is not merely a human arrest, this is God's justice stepping into the visible world. You will soon see the headlines, hear the whispers, watch as those who once defended them lower their eyes in shame. And you will know not just with your mind, but deep in your spirit, that the one who promised to fight for you never left your side. But hear this clearly: once justice comes, your life will not return to what you once called normal. Normal is too small for the blessings that are about to pour in. The coming opportunities will not trickle, they will rush in like a flood. Some will feel so big you may doubt if you can handle them, but remember these words: God never calls you where He has not equipped you to stand. This arrest is not merely for your sake. It is a sign for many who doubted that heaven still moves in the affairs of men. When they witness what unfolds, they will be forced to admit it was no accident, no coincidence, it was divine intervention. Some will reflect on their own wrongs and tremble, realizing there truly is a judge who sees all. Do you remember the nights when you prayed for the burden to be lifted, when your whispers in the dark felt as if they fell unheard? Those prayers were not lost. They were stored like evidence in heaven's court. They became part of the case built against the one who sought your harm. Now the time for waiting has ended, the time for action has begun. In this season I have been closer than your own breath, blocking unseen attacks, redirecting dangers you never knew were near, whispering hope so you would not give up before the final scene. This is that scene, beloved. The enemy will still try one last trick, stirring up distractions, strange conversations, unexpected visitors, even tempting opportunities meant to divert your focus. Recognize them for what they are, noise not substance. Do not waste your energy fighting shadows when the true victory has already been secured. When the news breaks, and it will come swiftly, pause and breathe deeply. Remember these words. Remember that you were told ahead of time so your heart would not be shaken. And most of all, remember that justice is not the destination, it is the doorway to a new and brighter chapter. Step through it with courage. Hold your head high. Walk forward with open hands, ready to receive what has been promised. For the season of mourning is giving way to the season of restoration, and no one, no power on earth or in the shadows can take it from you again. The answer to when is not hidden to tease you, my beloved, but to keep your heart anchored in trust rather than in a date. The turning of the season is closer than your breath, closer than the next dawn. You will not be left wandering much longer. Even as you read these words, unseen threads are tightening, drawing every piece of the story toward the moment when heaven's decree will touch the earth. I want you to understand this restoration is not only about replacing what was stolen, it is about revealing what could not be seen in you while you were still under the weight of that loss. There is a depth in your spirit, a quiet resilience, a radiant wisdom that was forged in the nights you thought were wasted. Now those qualities will rise like the sun over your life, and people will wonder where you found such strength. They will not know it was shaped in the dark. The shift will not be a single announcement in the news or a single door opening. It will feel like a series of waves. One breaks, then another, each one carrying something back to you, a forgotten opportunity, a friendship renewed, a skill you thought was buried, a dream you had almost given up. Do not be surprised when it comes this way. Blessings often arrive like rivers returning to fill a dry land, not as a single drop of rain. And when the first wave reaches you, do not shrink from it. Sometimes those who have been in battle for too long grow weary of peace, as if waiting for it to vanish. You must let yourself rest in the goodness that is coming. You are not meant to live in constant defense. The time for lifting your head without fear is near. Beloved, the one who rose against you imagined their power to be unshakable. They mistook silence for permission. They misread patience as weakness. What they did not understand is that mercy has a limit, and when the limit is crossed, justice moves with a swiftness that leaves the proud speechless. Do not think for a moment that heaven was unaware while you endured the weight of their schemes. Every moment of their plotting was numbered, and the final number has been reached. There will be noise around their downfall, voices arguing, stories twisting, questions flying. Do not be drawn into that noise. Your task is not to explain, not to defend, not to justify. Your task is to walk forward into the spaces that open for you. The hand that closed their chapter is the same hand turning the page of yours. You will find in the days ahead that favor comes to meet you before you knock. Strangers will extend help without knowing why. Ideas you once set aside will awaken as if they were waiting for this precise hour. Even your own heart will feel lighter, as if it has been waiting to breathe in this new air. I tell you again, be discerning. Light draws many kinds of travelers. Some come seeking warmth, others come seeking to control what they cannot understand. Walk in wisdom. You can be kind without surrendering the keys of your heart. You can bless others without handing them the map to your peace. In the midst of these shifts, keep your gaze on the one who called you. Do not measure your worth by applause nor your success by the envy of others. These things pass quickly. The foundation you stand on is older than the mountains and steadier than the seas. It will hold you as you rise. And yes, there will be moments when memories of the old wounds try to speak again. Let them speak only long enough for you to remember that they no longer have power. The door behind you has been shut. The chapter that harmed you is sealed. There is nothing for you to recover in the ashes because what was truly yours is being returned in a better form. This new chapter will not demand that you fight for every step as you once did. There will still be challenges, but they will be different, the kind that come with building and growing, not the kind that come from defending yourself against betrayal. This is why I urge you to keep your spirit light and your hope awake. A builder's heart is different from a warrior's heart, and you are being called to build again. When you hear the first reports of the one who fell, do not gloat. Do not let bitterness rise as if it deserves a throne. Remember, victory is not about their ruin, it is about your freedom. Mercy has carried you this far, let mercy still be the banner over you. Justice will have its say without your voice being harsh. And as the doors open, as the waves of blessing begin to wash over the shores of your life, lift your eyes often in quiet gratitude. These gifts are not accidents. They are answers. They are promises fulfilled in the right time. Let gratitude keep you humble, for humility is a shield for the soul. The night is nearly over. The trembling you feel in the air is not meant to frighten you, but to assure you that change is already breaking through. You have endured the shaking, now you will see the settling. And when the ground grows steady beneath your feet, you will know it is time to plant new seeds. What you plant in this season will grow faster than in years past, for the soil has been cleared of the thorns that once choked your efforts. So stand ready, beloved. Not in tension but in trust. Not looking back but leaning forward. The dawn that waits just beyond this night will not be dim or uncertain. It will be bright, and it will be yours to walk into. My beloved, I need you to let this sink in. The victory that is unfolding is not a random twist of fate. It has been written, sealed, and waited for its appointed hour. For years heaven held the scales steady while the evidence piled up. Now the scales are tipping, and nothing on earth can push them back. Do not let the noise around you distract you. There will be headlines that sound dramatic, voices that will rise in debate, and even whispers that will try to muddy the waters. But the truth is not fragile. It does not need your defense. It will stand on its own feet, and those feet will march straight into the open. When you feel the urge to explain yourself, pause. When you want to correct every rumor, breathe. You are not stepping into a courtroom, heaven already held the trial. The verdict is being carried out now in the sight of all who doubted. And as the old chapter closes, you must be ready to step fully into the new one. I tell you this because I do not want you to carry yesterday's chains into tomorrow's season. The weight that pressed on your heart has been lifted. The shadows that followed you will scatter in the light of what is coming. But freedom is not just the absence of chains, it is the courage to walk into the space they once occupied. There will be a day soon, sooner than you think, when you will wake and notice that the heaviness is gone. The ache in your chest will have quieted. The fear of what they might do next will be replaced by a deep steady peace. That will be the day you realize the storm has truly passed. And that is the day you must decide to live like someone who has been set free. You will find new doors opening, doors you once knocked on and heard no answer. You will hear your name spoken with honor in circles that once shut you out. You will notice how much lighter your steps feel, how much easier it is to dream again. And as you walk forward you will see the fingerprints of God on every blessing, every opportunity, every new beginning. Yet I must remind you, blessings also reveal hearts. As the favor over your life grows, some will draw near with genuine love, others out of curiosity, and a few out of envy. You will need wisdom to discern the difference. Be kind but guard the sacred spaces of your heart. Not every voice should have a seat at your table. The one who opposed you thought that by breaking you they could stop what was destined for you. But destiny does not bow to human schemes. The very battle they started has become the path to your elevation. The table being set for you now could never have been prepared without their attempt to harm you. Beloved, the season of mourning is over. The season of rebuilding is here. The same God who allowed you to walk through the valley is now guiding you to the mountain's crest. And when you stand there, do not forget the lessons the valley taught you: patience, humility, discernment, and the power of stillness. These lessons will keep you steady as the winds of blessing blow. You may hear the sound of their voice again, perhaps in the form of excuses or attempts to rewrite their story. Do not let those sounds disturb your peace. Their words are like leaves in a storm, they cannot stand against the truth already rooted in the ground. I see the light breaking over your horizon. I see the laughter you thought you had lost returning to your lips. I see the quiet strength in your eyes as you watch the pieces of your life fall back into place, not in the same order as before, but in a pattern more beautiful than you imagined. The years you thought were wasted have not been wasted at all. They were the soil where faith grew deep roots. And now that faith will hold you steady as the rains of blessing fall. You will be surprised at how swiftly restoration will come, not trickling but rushing in as if it had been waiting just beyond the threshold all along. Prepare your heart for gratitude. For when gratitude fills you, fear cannot return. When thankfulness flows from your lips, bitterness finds no room to dwell. In this new chapter, let your first instinct always be to give thanks to the one who saw you, kept you, and now raises you. My child, listen closely. This moment will not just change your circumstances, it will change your identity in the eyes of others. Where they once saw a struggler, they will see a survivor. Where they once saw someone overlooked, they will see someone chosen. And where they once saw pain, they will now see purpose. Hold this truth tightly: the battle that wore you down has already been won in the unseen. You are stepping into the visible victory. Do not let the memory of old wounds make you hesitate to claim new ground. The future is not an echo of your past, it is the promise of God coming alive before your eyes. Lift your head, beloved. Straighten your shoulders. The road ahead is bright, and it is yours to walk. The one who tried to steal your peace has been silenced. The one who tried to take what was yours will watch as heaven restores it with increase. You have prayed, you have waited, you have endured. Now you will rise not by your strength but by His. And when you rise, let your testimony be simple: God kept me and God delivered me. Stand firm, walk forward, and embrace the new day with open hands and a grateful heart. This is the turning you have longed for. This is the justice you have cried out for. This is the season when the story shifts in your favor. Amen.